Very good morning, students. We are going to see the role of rivers in the economy. We have seen the lakes. Okay, we are not completed lakes. Let us complete that one first, then we will study. Okay, India has many lakes and they are different from each other and size. The things already be said. Next paragraph. The meandering rivers across a floodplain forms cutoff and that later develops into oxbow lakes, that also we said, and splits and bars from the lagoons in the coastal areas, example of the Chilka and Pulikot and the Kolluru lakes. These lakes in the of the inland drainage are sometimes seasonal. For example, a Sambar lake in Rajasthan, then that is a salt water lake. That water we are using for producing salt, and we are having the fresh water lakes, that is in Himalayan region. And next it is the lakes are of great value of human beings, and a lake helps to regulate the flow of river water, and it is preventing flood. And in the dry season we are using for irrigation purpose. Then it helps the maintain of even flow of the water. Then lakes can also used for developing the hydel power, and they moderate the climate of the surroundings, maintain the aquatic ecosystem, enhance natural beauty, help develop tourism and provide recreation. Like that, different way lakes and rivers are helping us. So now we are going to see the role of the rivers in the economy, or rivers means water bodies we can say, especially rivers and lakes. Rivers has been fundamental importance throughout the human society, not only now. When we started to study history 600, that time onwards we can see the settlement, it is starting near to the rivers. We can see the Harappan civilization or Mohenjo-daro cities, like that, everything it is developed. Afterwards we can see the Takshila University, then Nalanda University, that also in on the banks of the rivers. Nalanda University, it is in Bihar, and that is in the coast of Ganga river, and Takshila, that is in the coast banks of the Indus river. That present it is in Pakistan. Okay, like that it is giving many we can't avoid the presence of rivers from human history. Water from rivers is a basic natural resource essential for various human activities. Present day also saying condition, it is a natural basic natural resources we are using for different purpose. We can see the factory are using the this river water, and we people are using for the farmers, we are using for irrigation purpose, like that, different way. And if you are going to the banks of the river, we can see they are taking people, they are taking bath, and they are using for puja purpose, and many temples we can see. Even the burial areas, especially related to Hindu religion, we can see that also on the in the banks of the river. Next thing, the those who are rearing the cow, buffalo, they are also using the water of the river. Like that, in each and every area we need, we can see the presence of this river water. And if you are thinking like that, big cities and they are using the river water, that is maybe kilometers away from that, they are making the pipeline and bringing the water to that city, that they are purifying and using for even drinking purpose. Okay, therefore rain banks have attracted settlers from ancient times. These settlements have now become big cities. Make a list of cities in your state which are located on the banks of the river. If you are thinking Karur, that is one of the city, not that we can see the presence of small rivers, the tributaries of the river Kaveri, and we are making our city. And if you are looking to the major cities, we can see the presence of the rivers or the tributaries. And what is your activity today? If you are thinking like that, Agra, one of the famous city, Delhi, everything in the banks of the river. Then Surat or Allahabad, or where we can say Amritsar, or all this area, we can see human made rivers or the canals or natural rivers presence we can see. Guwahati or Patna, all these major cities cities we can see the presence of rivers. Okay, then what do you want to do? We want to make the cities names of our state which is located in the banks of the river. And using rivers for irrigation, navigation, hydropower power generation is a special significance, particularly to a country like India, where agriculture is a major source of livelihood of the majority of the population. We are using river water for irrigation purpose and traveling purpose and generating electricity purpose. And this, when we are thinking about the river water, it is the thing which is most essential thing for us, because we are 75% of the people or 80% of the people we are depending on still on agriculture. That's why we need the river water. We can't avoid or the presence of the river water. If there is no water in the river, and there is no life for Indians, that is that much we are having attachment, and we are having the belief like that. I have observed that one even in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, Maharashtra, Assam, Bihar, different states, I observed that when ordinary bus or train is reaching to the major rivers like river Krishna or Godavari or Ganga, that time people they are giving money or putting that money into throwing money to rivers, and they are praying, they are showing the sign of prayer. They are joining their hands and closing their eyes, and they are praying. What it means the rivers means that much needed thing for us, like God. We are giving a respect to rivers, that much attached with Indians. Okay, next one, the river pollution. That also we know the topic, river pollution. The growing domestic, municipal, industrial, agriculture demand for water from rivers naturally affects the quality of water. We are using the water for domestic purpose, municipal purpose, industrial purpose, then agriculture purpose, and in all the way we are utilizing the river water. That's why the quality of the water, it is going down. Then as a result, more and more water is being drained out, taking out of the rivers, reducing their volume. We know the dams, because of our states, especially Tamil Nadu, Karnataka states, we are suffering because lack of water. That's why we are having the dispute with other neighboring states. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka problem, Kerala, Tamil Nadu problem, like that many problems we know in the name of river water, because those who are having the starting part dams, they are storing maximum water. They are not ready to give the enough water to the rest of the states. So we are having that disputes. Okay, and on other hand, heavy loads of untreated sewage and industrial effluent are emptied into the rivers. What we are doing, we are draining the water at the same time. Without making the purification, we are sending all the industrial waste or municipal waste or domestic waste into rivers. It is making a river condition very pathetic, or that river become what we can say with full of waste. And this affects not only the quality of water, but also the self cleansing capacity of the river. Not only one day, every day we are throwing the waste. Slowly what will happen? The cleansing capacity of the water, it will lose it. For example, given the adequate stream flow of the Ganga water is able to dilute and assimilate pollution loads within 20 kilometers of a large cities, but the increasing urbanization and industrialization do not allow it happen, because before 20 kilometers, it taking 20 kilometers to make that one to means the solve that one, or the reduce the what we can say, the chemical reactions and other thing. Before that, it is starting the next city, then or next industrial area. So again that waste is coming to Ganga river. So it is not at all possible to be away from the pollution. Not only one river, all the rivers, but the increasing. Okay, next one. Concern over raising pollution in our rivers led to the launching of various action plans to clean the rivers. We know, we studied to one in 7th standard, I think. We studied about the Narmada cleaning process or Ganga cleaning process, like that. Different conservation policies we are having. Then 2014, 2006, then 1960, like that. In many years, government taken many effort to clean the rivers. Then, have you heard about such action plans? How does our health get affected by the polluted river? Think about life of human beings without fresh water. And what we want to do, we want to arrange a debate in the classroom, but now we can't arrange that one. So what we want to do, we want to write a small what we can say essay, only 1 page essay in your classwork notebook. 1 page, that means 10 to 15 points you want to write. Don't write like that paragraph. 10 to 15 points you want to write and send us on the topic of life of human being without fresh water. Then here in the box it is given National River Conservation Plan. The river cleaning program in the country was initiated with the launching of Ganga Action Plan GAP in 1985. The Ganga Action Plan was expanded to cover other rivers under National River Conservation Plan NRCP in the year 1995. The objective of NRCP is to improve the water quality of rivers, which are major water source in the country, through the implementation of pollution abatement work. What we are having the different Narmada river cleaning conservation policies are there, then Ganga river conservation policies are programs are there. With the different rivers, it is started with Ganga action plan, and slowly that is making like that National River Conservation Plan. Because of this pollution, because of the draining extra water, means maximum amount of the water, that's why there is no flow of water in some rivers. Because of that situation, the central government taken some policies for that, and those who are interested, they can see the site it is given, source it is given. From that you will get the details. Okay, we will continue in next video.